Good evening. No amount of sophistication is going to allay the fact that all your knowledge is about the past and all your decisions are about the future. Welcome to BMC News Live in English, brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers. I am Vinod Narayanan, joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines. Bahrain UAE solid deep-rooted relations and robust wide-ranging partnership hailed. Bahrain to mark International Day of Persons with Disabilities. LMRA referred 526 criminal violations to public prosecution from October 7th to November 30. Developed Pfizer-BioNTech booster dose urged in Bahrain. Saudi Arabia launched second edition of Tawteen program to create 170,000 jobs. News in detail. Bahrain UAE solid deep-rooted relations and robust wide-ranging partnership hailed. The Kingdom of Bahrain celebrated the 51st anniversary of the National Day of the United Arab Emirates, which is a cherished national occasion celebrated by the UAE every December 2nd since 1971, when the UAE was declared as an independent sovereign federal state. Bahrain and the UAE boast long-standing, robust, unique relations that reflect the fraternal ties between their leaderships and people, resulting in comprehensive supplementarity in the political, security, economic and diplomatic fields, as well as in coordinated stances vis-a-vis regional and global challenges. The importance of the Bahrain-UAE relation stems from the two countries' political weight, distinctive geographical and strategic location, and adoption of a rational and balanced foreign policy. They are also regional pioneering models for consolidating the foundations of democracy, human rights, freedom and progress, as well as in achieving the well-being, security and stability for their citizens and consolidating the state of the law. The Bahrain-UAE relations are diverse and cover various fields, particularly the political and economic ones, to which the two countries' leaderships attach utmost attention. For this reason, the Joint Higher Ministerial Committee was established to oversee the mechanisms of joint action and projects, as well as activate bilateral agreements to achieve the forecast goals. Bahrain to mark International Day of Persons with Disabilities. The Kingdom of Bahrain will observe, alongside the rest of the world, the International Day of Persons with Disabilities, which was proclaimed by the United Nations General Assembly in 1992. The occasion aims to boost the rights of people with disabilities in all social and development aspects, highlight the international efforts in this regard, and promote awareness of the significance of integrating people with disabilities in the communities. This year's international celebration is centered around innovation and solutions to achieve comprehensive growth, particularly the 8th and 10th goals of SDGs. Marking the occasion, Minister of Social Development Osama bin Hamad Khalaf Al Asfour stressed the great care and support given to people with disabilities in the Kingdom of Bahrain, thanks to the directives of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the follow-up of His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, Crown Prince and Prime Minister. He pointed out that Bahrain is one of the first countries which endorsed the agreement on the rights of this category of people, out of keenness on fully integrating them and protecting their rights. The minister explained that work is underway to launch the executive plan for the national strategy for people with disabilities for the 5 years, to continue implementing more projects and programs that support the rights of people of determination in cooperation with the Higher Committee for Persons with Disabilities, all official and private bodies concerned with their affairs in the United Nations office. LMRA referred 526 criminal violations to public prosecution from October 7 to November 30. The Labour Market Regulatory Authority stressed its commitment to intensify inspection campaigns against violators of provisions of labour market and residence laws in the Kingdom of Bahrain in order to preserve a competitive, fair and stable labour market and to address any illegal practices that may affect the work environment. The authority explained that ensuring the protection of the rights of both the employee and employer and confronting illegal practices, including combating all forms of trafficking in persons and forced labor, will remain an ongoing priority. In this regard, the LMRA announced that it has carried out 4,767 inspection visits from October 7, 2022 until November 30, 2022, in addition to 57 joint inspection campaigns with relevant government agencies. These efforts led to the referral of of 526 criminal violations and 62 forced labor cases to the public prosecution. It added, the total penalties collected amounted to approximately 205,000 Bahraini dinars, and the number of deported workers reached 505 workers, including those who a ruling of deportation was issued against them by the courts and the public prosecution. Ilmore called on employers and employees to familiarize themselves with the labor market and residency laws and to abide by their implementation to ensure avoidance of legal accountability, noting that most of the violations of employers referred to the public prosecution were related to the use of a foreign worker without a work permit issued. Door open to via of 2022 UNESCO King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa Prize for the use of information and communication technologies in education. The United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization has announced the opening of the door to OI for the 2022 UNESCO King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa Prize for the use of information and communication technologies in education. Marking the occasion, Education Minister Dr. Mohammed bin Mubarak Juma underscored the importance of the international prize, which bears the name of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, in supporting projects and initiatives that aim to promote the use of information and communication technologies in education. He pointed out that the prize this year is held under the theme Using Public Platforms to Ensure Universal Access to the Contents of Digital Education, in response to the UN call to better the quality of digital education during the Global Transforming Education Summit, which was held in New York in September 2022. The summit emphasized the need to harness the digital revolution to ensure the provision of quality education and lifelong learning as a public service and a human right for all, with a special focus on the most marginalized groups. It should be noted that UNESCO has set January 23, 2023 as the deadline for submitting nominations. The concluding ceremony for awarding the prizes to the winning initiatives and projects will be organized in mid-2023. Bahrain-UAE cooperation in aviation field discussed. Minister of Transportation and Telecommunications Mohammed bin Tamer Al-Kabi stressed deep fraternal relations between the Kingdom of Bahrain and the United Arab Emirates, describing them as a unique model of cohesion and unity. He commended the care and support of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the UAE President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. This came during a meeting between the Minister of Transportation and Telecommunications and the UAE Minister of Economy, Chairman of the General Civil Aviation Authority, Abdullah bin Tawq Al Mari. It was attended by the authority's Director General, Saif bin Muhammad Al Suwaidi. The Minister of Transportation and Telecommunications expressed most sincere congratulations to the UAE on its 51st National Day anniversary, wishing the Emirati leadership and people further growth and prosperity. Both sides discussed bilateral relations and issues of common interest pertaining mainly to the aviation field. Today's COVID updates. COVID updates brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers. Developed Pfizer-BioNTech booster dose urged. Health Ministry Public Health and Epidemiology Consultant Dr. Basma Mahmoud Al-Safar stressed Bahrain's commitment to provide the developed Pfizer-BioNTech vaccination against the virus and its new variants. Developed Pfizer-BioNTech vaccination will be given as a booster dose with the aim of enhancing prevention and providing protection from the virus and its complications, she said. Head of the immunization group at the Department of Disease Control, Department of Public Health, Al-Safar stressed the importance of taking the booster dose from the upgraded Pfizer-BioNTech vaccination to protect people's health from complications. She urged the community, especially the target groups who have not completed the booster doses or to have not received the vaccination, to take the necessary doses and complete the booster jabs. Dr. Al-Safar also urged people suffering from weak immunity and chronic diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, respiratory diseases, cancerous tumors, and those with severe obesity and other immunodeficiency diseases to take the developed and anti-vaccination in order to protect them and those around them from infection with the virus and its complications. Now we will be back after a very short break. 16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahla. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
The exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain, with over a decade of existence in Bahrain. Exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 3909 6845 3909 4806 3885 2397 or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com.
Welcome back. Saudi Arabia launched second edition of Tawteen program to create 170,000 jobs. More than 170,000 jobs. New jobs are set to be created in Saudi Arabia after the launch of the second edition of a government scheme to boost employment in the kingdom. The Tawteen program, organized by the Ministry of Human Resources and Social Development, will create 25,000 jobs in the industry sector, along with providing 20,000 employment opportunities in the health, transport and logistics services and real estate and construction sectors. The second edition of the initiative will create 30,000 jobs in the tourism sector alone, as Saudi Arabia is pushing hard to make the kingdom a global tourist destination by 2030. According to Saudi Arabia's national tourism strategy, the kingdom eyes creating 1 million jobs in the sector, along with attracting 100 million visitors annually by 2030. This edition of the Tawteen program also eyes creating 15,000 jobs in the trade sector and other 40,000 employment openings in the other miscellaneous sectors. Saudi Arabia submitted its bid to host 2026 Asia Football Cup Women's Asian Cup. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia officially announced plans to host Asia Football Cup for Women 2026 for the first time in history. In this regard, the Saudi Football Federation has submitted Saudi Arabia's bid to host the event during a meeting with the representatives of the Asian Football Federation in the Malaysian capital of Kuala Lumpur. Saudi Presidency reported Saudi Arabia has completed plans to produce one of the world's best women football festivals. Saudi Arabia is competing with Jordan, Australia and Uzbekistan to host the event, with a decision expected in 2023, organizers reported. US job growth likely slowed down in November, labor market still tight. US job growth was likely the smallest in nearly 2 years in November as mounting worries of a recession cooled demand for labor, which could give the Federal Reserve confidence to start slowing the pace of its interest rate hikes this month. The Labor Department's closely watched employment report on Friday, which is also expected to show a continued moderation in wage gains last month, would follow on the heels of news on Thursday of a slowdown in inflation in October, Reuters reported. But the labor market remains tight with 1.7 job openings for every unemployed person in October, keeping the Fed on its monetary tightening path at least through the first half of 2023. Labor market strength is also one of the reasons economists believe an anticipated recession next year would be short and shallow. European Union contributed £125 million to WHO Universal Health Coverage Partnership. The World Health Organization and the European Commission agreed on reinforcing a decade-long collaboration to accelerate the achievement of universal health coverage. The letter of intent foresees an additional contribution from the European Union of £125 million for the continuation of WHO's assistance to its member states over the next 5 years, implemented through the Universal Health Coverage Partnership. The scheme will focus on strengthening health systems to make them more resilient and responsive to natural, climate or human-made disasters. Health is a fundamental human right, and universal health coverage is critical for achieving that right. The COVID-19 pandemic has been devastating evidence that universal health coverage is the foundation to resilience and sustainable development for all. That's true for individuals and families confronting a life-threatening illness, and it's true for countries and the whole world in the face of epidemics and pandemics. With that, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. every day. I am Vinod Narayan signing off from BMC News Live. Good night.